I was booking it. So a couple of years ago, I worked for Tesla, and I worked for a Tesla dealership that was just shy of an hour and a half from my house. So starting out working for Tesla was incredible. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I got this job. I'm going to make a career out of this. It's going to be the future. Like, as a car guy, I can't wait to learn all about these cars, because let's face it, most of the time you go to a dealership and the guy doesn't know anything about the car he's trying to sell you. So I was looking forward to not being that guy. And after a couple of years, the newness wore off, and I started kind of seeing some of the flaws, some of the areas in which both the product and customer service were lacking. And I decided to exit. I feel like it was a timely exit right before the Model 3 came out, so I didn't have to work a whole bunch of doubles and kill myself on the floor. I was driving at the time a 2011 Mini Cooper S. I know, a lot of street cred with that car. The car had a straight pipe from the downpipe back. It was on lowering springs. I had 16x8 kind of Panasport knockoff wheels, crazy LED lights. The thing popped and crackled like crazy. Just a total hot boy car. In 1 year of driving to and from my job at Tesla, I did 66,000 miles. So I became very familiar with highway driving. I became very familiar with I-75 and I-275 near Tampa, where the dealership was. And I did a lot of big digit driving in my little Mini Cooper. One day, I think it was a Sunday, because I don't remember a lot of traffic, otherwise I wouldn't have been driving in such a manner. I was booking it. Behind me, I see this white Ford Explorer, kind of beat up, mid-2000s, like an 06, 07 Ford Explorer, and it gets right on my tail. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, soccer mom wants to go. Soccer mom wants a piece of this little turbocharged Mini, and I was glad to serve it up. So I drop it a couple of gears, and I gun it, because I'm a big brain boy, and that's what big brain boys do. Well, as soon as I gun it, the Ford Explorer behind me lights up, blues and twos. It's an undercover cop car. I feel really smart. And what little color I do have in my face drained. So I pull over to the center median. There's a lot of space on I-275, the center median. And at this point, I realize I was probably in the triple digits in a 55 mile an hour zone. I'm coming to the term with the fact that I'm probably going to jail. I'm typically a very happy-go-lucky, roll with the punches kind of guy. So I choose not to be sad. I choose not to let it ruin my day. Okay, I'm going to go to jail. I'll post bail. No big deal. I'll move on with my life. The points will expire off of my license. Maybe I'll call it ticket clinic. Who knows? So the officer comes up to the window, and he leans over, asks for license and registration. I can see this guy's probably a couple years younger than I am, probably mid-20s. And he says, I'll be right back. So he goes back to his truck, and I'm just sitting there trying not to stew in my own shame. And he comes back to the car after about 5 or 10 minutes, and he says, do you have any good reason as to why you were doing 112 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone? And I looked at him and I said, how fast was I going? He says, I paced you at 112 miles an hour. So I slowly reached forward and I patted the dashboard of my Mini Cooper and I said, atta girl. Because at that point, I was like, well, I'm just going to leave it here. Going to go back to jail. At that point, the cop loses it. I mean, you would have thought I was a world-class comedian. He just cracks up, just starts laughing. And I'm like, yeah, right? It's a Mini Cooper, only 180 horsepower. I didn't think it would go that fast, sort of thing. He says, stay right here. I'll be right back. At the time, I thought, well, okay, maybe he's just going to downgrade me and I'll have like a big ticket and that'll be fine. And he comes back with my license and registration and without his clipboard, no other paperwork in his hands. And he says, you'd better be happy that I'm not a Florida State Trooper because you'd be on your way to jail right now. But because I'm Tampa PD, you're understanding, you're relaxed, just be responsible, please. And that's how I did more than double the speed limit and walked away without a warning. And I was only a few minutes late to work.